It has been 21 years, but the Battle of Ontario is back. And so are we here in the 5-minute edition of PowerPlays, powered by FanDuel. We've got some great topics to discuss, Coco, including the return of Brady Tkachuk. And when you compare Brady Tkachuk, the captain of the Ottawa Senators, Austin Matthews, the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who is more likely to score 3+ goals in this series coming up?
Look, both great candidates, and I think everybody's excited to watch Brady Tkachuk just get shot out of a cannon, finally playing playoff hockey, especially the performance he put on in the Four Nations. But I got to go with Austin Matthews on this one because you look at his career against the Ottawa Senators. He scored 25 goals in 35 games against the Ottawa Senators. He's got their number. Brady Tkachuk's got 9 goals in 28 games career against them. I think Brady Tkachuk will get his chances, especially with how much havoc he's going to create net front. But with the way Anthony Stolarz is playing right now, you got to feel really confident that the Leafs won't give up that many goals. The Leafs' power play has been really good as of late. You know, especially after the Four Nations. I think the PP1 will score them a couple goals. And if the Maple Leafs envision going far in the playoffs, they need Matthews' 37 less goals this year than last year to be factored in come playoff time.
Well, we all remember Matthews' 4-goal performance in his first regular season game against Ottawa. We'll see what he's got in his first playoff game against the Senators. Let's talk about Matthews' line mate Mitch Marner, the most bet when it comes to leading goal scorer on FanDuel in the Battle of Ontario. Any value in backing Marner to lead the series in goals?
Well, at plus 1,100, you're getting tremendous value, especially off a player that's coming off a 100-point season, first time ever in his career. So he's going to be carrying some incredible momentum into the playoffs. But when I look at Mitch Marner, I don't look at him as the goal scorer type. I look at him as the playmaker type, a guy that's going to factor in a lot of goals, setting up players like Austin Matthews. So, I mean, he could definitely do it because he's having that great of a season. But I would look at other guys right now to lead the series in scoring because those are the other guys I would look at to be more goal scorers.
Let's talk about a couple of grizzled vets. Your former teammate Claude Giroux, now with the Senators, and John Tavares, former captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, who had an exemplary regular season as well. Yeah. When you consider these two important players for their respective teams, who's going to make the bigger difference in the series?
Look, it's hard to pick one guy, and for Claude Giroux to return to the playoffs, you remember, all those playoff series when he was a Philadelphia Flyer, the grit, the feistiness that he played with. I would imagine he's going to play with that same fire, finally representing his hometown team with the Ottawa Senators in the playoffs. And he's playing with Stützle and Tkachuk, so he's going to be asked to carry a lot of that offense. But with the year John Tavares has had at age 34 in the last year of his contract, and being one of the Maple Leafs' best players, hovering around the 40-goal mark, you got to like the fact that John Tavares playing power play 1 and probably getting more offensive opportunities playing with a guy like William Nylander. I got to like him to be the standout in this series over Giroux.
There are many in the nation's capital who view a distinct advantage for the Senators coming in the form of their third line, Shane Pinto, Ridley Gregg, and Michael Amadio. How big of a difference can that trio make against the Maple Leafs?
Yeah, I don't see there being that much of a difference when you look at that line comparing to what the Maple Leafs can throw in the third line. And do we really know what the third line of the Maple Leafs is going to be? There's talks about Max Pacioretty coming back in the lineup. Does Bobby McMahon come into the third line? Is the third line Lorentz, Lawton, and Yarncrook, a line that's been really, really good for the Maple Leafs as of late? So I think the Maple Leafs have more depth. I think they have better depth. And I think they actually have the advantage when you look at the bottom 6 guys.
A lot of things up in the air for the Toronto Maple Leafs when it comes to lineup construction, no doubt. All right, let's get down to it. The big, bold prediction for Carlo Colaiacovo in the Battle of Ontario. In 2004, Carlo, you were a black ace for the Toronto Maple Leafs. You remember how that series ended against the Senators in Game 7. What happens this time around?
Well, the Leafs definitely have Ottawa's number. You look at the last couple times they've played them in a playoff series, and I think the Leafs are going to have their number again. I'm predicting that the Leafs win, but they win in 7 games. And when you're giving me 4-1 odds for that to happen, I mean, what better way to eliminate past failures than exercising your biggest demon and winning a playoff series in Game 7 against the team that you've had tremendous success against in the Battle of Ontario. Look, I think there's a lot of people out there. I hear Leafs in 4, Leafs in 5. I think people are overlooking the Ottawa Senators just a little bit, especially with the type of goaltending they're going to get and with the energy that they're going to play with a lot of guys playing their first playoff series. I think this is going to be a close one, but I do believe the Maple Leafs prevail and move on.
We cannot wait for it here on Power Plays, powered by FanDuel.